Alright fellas, here we are back in Pokemon Masters. So, tomorrow, June 8th, at least for me, Suit, Morty, and Ho-Oh are going to be dropping on Pokemon Masters. Obviously, should you summon? I'm gonna tell you right now, this guy, between all of these units running and rerunning, I would say this guy is probably the most valuable unit to pick up, right? I'm just on my honest opinion. This guy can do a lot. Well, let me clarify. He doesn't do a lot, but he can do quite a bit, and he helps the arguably the most important stat in the game, speed, or just in general, gauge. So let's look at Morty here, and we'll give him a good overview, and then I'll go into some reasons why you should be summoning, right? So level 140, 5 stars, no level 150, no EX, none of that. He's got 689, basically 700 HP. He's got 322 in both defenses and 227 speed. Not really the greatest speed tier, but really good defenses, really solid HP, really good just tank as the base stats, right? He's got Flame Charge, whatever, 2-gauge spammable. Who cares? Buffs his own speed, helps out gauge a little bit, awesome. He's got Potion, which is great. You know, he's going to be healing up allies. He's going to be bulky, so he's going to be able to take hits himself, and then he's also going to be able to heal up himself if need be, or heal up allies, however, you know, you want to do it. Sunny Day. In my opinion, this is the, I'm not going to call it like second best or best ability he has, because all of his abilities kind of work together in conjunction to make an amazing unit, right? But this is definitely one of the biggest factors of summoning for this unit, is that he's a support with Sun. Sunny supports are, we've got two right now, I believe, in Suit Acerola and Suit Morty here. I would honestly say Suit Morty's got more value than Acerola does. And that's saying a lot, right? The Sun over here is really, really good. He's you know, one of two supports that can, you know, apply Sun at least consistently. There might be another support that I'm like forgetting of, but Morty is definitely one of the most consistent ones that's able to do it, and you know, that's great, right? Static Sun are going to be helping out all of these allies, grass, fire, whatever, right? Going to be really, really good. And then his trainer move. This right here is just steroids of a trainer move. Applies the move gauge acceleration effect to the ally field of play. Remember, 2 uses, so you're able to apply the move gauge acceleration twice, and that's not even including NPR. Raises the defense, special defense, and speed of all allied sync pairs by 1. Meaning you're going to be buffing all allies' speed. Defenses are good too, for sure, because it can help him tank, it can help your allies tank, but the speed is the big one. You're applying move gauge acceleration, and you're applying speed buffs to all allies. Amazing, right? And in addition, raises the critical hit rate of all allied sync pairs by 1 stat rank when the weather is sunny. And obviously, he sets Sun. This is a crazy ability, right? Obviously, a lot of characters are going to want crit buffs. I mean, they can probably apply crit buffs themselves, but having a support that's able to do it for you is one of the most valuable abilities in the game, right? Like, having a crit support definitely is really, really amazing. And then having a gauge support on top of it, you can buff gauge and buff your defenses and buff your crit rate all in the same, you know, 2 turns, as long as you have Sun up, right? And even if you don't have Sun up, of course, you can still apply move gauge acceleration and get all of this, and you don't even need Sun up, right? But of course, if you want to get the crit buffs, you need Sun up. But still, that's not a big problem, right? Sun is only a benefit for him. So if you require Sun to do these things, that's not really too much of a downside, right? You can definitely work around it if need be. So these abilities on his own already make him really, really good. And then he's got his skills here. Group Afflictor's Advantage 1 raises all main stats, attack, defense, special attack, special defense, and speed of all allied sync pairs by 1 stat rank the first time the user's Pokemon uses a status move each battle. Meaning, every time he uses Sunny Day, because, you know, it's for Pokemon, so just Sunny Day, but every time he uses Sunny Day, it's going to raise all allies' stats by 1. Which is really good, right? Plus, you know, speed. So, you know, if you use this and then use this trainer move, your allies are already going to be at +2 on both defenses and +2 speed. And you're going to have move gauge acceleration applied as well. And you're obviously going to have +1 in your offenses, and you're going to have +1 in crit. Which, 2 turns, that's not bad to have, right? Especially for these, you know, Rising Tide units, power play, whatever it's called, right? All this stuff can be really, really good if combined together. And then Team Sunbathe 9. 100% chance of restoring HP of all allied sync pairs when the user uses a move while the weather is sunny. That is a good ability too. Because if sun's up and you're just, using your potions, your flame charges, your trainer move, whatever, you're going to be healing your allies and you're going to be healing yourself. Amazing ability to, keep your HP up, right? Because you're obviously also going to be able to be, you're obviously going to be buffing your defenses as well if you're using your trainer move, and even Sunny Day the first time because of the group afflictor's advantage here. You're going to be buffing all of your defenses, so your allies are going to be, taking less and less damage, and you're going to be healing the damage that they've taken back with Team Sunbathe here. So he's going to be very, very good on keeping your allies healthy, right? That's very, very good too. And then Sync Damage Guard applies the Damage Guard next effect to the user the first time its Sync move is used each battle. And of course, Support EX, very good EX. If you want to go ahead and use the Sync move, get that 2 Sync buffs in there, and you can then just have Damage Guard, and your next attack, or the next attack enemies hit you with, is not going to do any damage because of that Damage Guard. So, if you're going Electric Weak, and they're about to hit you with a Wild Charge after you use your Sync move, use Morty's Sync move, and he's going to take no damage from that, high base power move, right? So that's very, very good. And I want to let you know, when I say that this guy is an amazing gauge support, I'll tell you right now, he's bar none the greatest gauge support in the game. Minus Ingo when he does his free moves next, because even that has some problems with it. For one, you're not able to buff actual speed, which means abilities like ramming speed and inertia aren't really going to do much. They're not going to get buffed outside of Ingo, because of the way Ingo works. He can apply a speed buff for allies whenever the Pokemon uses a move. So whenever he uses Sandstorm or Mud Slap, but it's, for one, that's only in sand. And 2, you're going to be using his trainer move and potions more than you're going to be using Mud Slap, right? Generally, right? So Morty just does it better with speed buffs, and he's applying move gauge acceleration. Literally, think about having +6 speed and having move gauge acceleration. Your gauge is going so fast, you can literally queue up 2 4-gauge moves and Morty's Flame Charge all in the same turn with ease due to this ability here. Even if you use it just once, you have Sun up and then you use this his trainer move, your gauge is already going to go extremely fast. You're going to be able to queue up any moves you need to queue up. You'll be good. You will 100% be good. And gauge is just the most important thing in this game. Obviously, queuing up moves and being able to queue up moves is just the most important ability, a thing that you can do in the game, right? And a unit that basically makes that gauge bar irrelevant is obviously, going to have a lot more value to them just because of that, right? Meaning this makes Morty, on top of applying Sun, on top of applying crit buffs to allies, on top of raising all allies' defensive stats and offensive stats after using Sun, and keeping them all healthy with his Team Sunbathe and potions, and already having good defensive stats himself and being a really, really good tank. This all is just propelling him to being in contention for the best support in the game. I do think that Morty is definitely contention for best support in the game, and if he's not the number 1, he's at least top 3. If you really want to argue, you can argue top 5, but still, being a top 5 support is an amazing thing to do. I can definitely put him in my top 3 favorite supports, just in general. The gauge support he does is so valuable, and he does all this at 1 out of 5, 1 copy. That's it. And at 1 copy, he gets his trainer move NPR. This is the only thing you need. Trainer move NPR, and this guy is set. And he does it at 1 out of 5, meaning if you're going to summon for Morty tomorrow, which I do recommend if you don't have him, only if you do not have Morty, if you've gotten him before on his initial run, then obviously, who cares? Don't even watch the video. If you want to go for dupes, go for it, but I wouldn't really recommend it. But if you do not have Morty, try and get him. Pokefair odds are not that bad. 2% rates is the best rates for any single targeted unit in the game. 10% is a solid chance for 5 stars overall. Pokefair scouts are definitely the best when it comes to going for your featured unit, right? So definitely go for Morty here. Get 1 copy of him because that's all he needs in order to be really, really good. That's it. He does not need 2 out of 5. He does get stuff at extra dupes, and we'll look at that. But he only needs 1 out of 5 in order to do 95% of what he's meant to do, right? Which is buff speed, make gauge a non-factor, buff ally defenses, buff ally crit. Crit is definitely a very, very big one. And of course, apply Sun. That is his other big ability here. But let's look at dupes here. Again, only 1 copy is necessary, in my opinion, for Morty to work, to his full functionality. Well, not full functionality, but 95% of his actual functionality, right? It's just 1 copy, so you don't really need to invest dupes. But we'll look at these dupes just in case you may want to go deeper on the, gotcha, right? So 2 out of 5. He's got a couple things here that really help him out. So if you really want extra gauge, I don't know why you would, but hey, if you do, you got Speeding Sun 2 here, meaning 20% extra gauge speed when the weather is sunny. So you can do that. Sunny Disposition, really, really good ability here. He cannot be debuffed whenever the weather is sunny, meaning if enemies want to lower his defenses or whatever and try and do more damage to him, they can't, which is, of course, really, really good. Flame Charge Dashing Team 9. Very strong ability here. It raises all allies' speed whenever he uses Flame Charge. So meaning if you have Sunny Day up and you use his trainer move, and you may want to, preserve the move gauge acceleration here, or, you only have one use of it left and you don't want to try and risk for that NPR, and you don't care about the defensive buffs or whatever, and you want to just buff ally speed, and of course activate Team Sunbathe, you can use Flame Charge here and get the same effect to where you're buffing ally speed as well as buffing his own speed still by 1. So Morty's going to get his speed buffs at, double the rate, and of course he's still going to be able to buff ally speed by the same amount if he were to be using his trainer move here. So I think this ability is definitely really, really good, and of course he's got move gauge refresh. Not that you're going to need it, of course, because he doesn't care about gauge, but still, you've got it. Natural Remedy and Quick Cure. These are just solid abilities to have in general if you want to pick these up. My Morty's 2 out of 5 because I wanted Team Dashing here, but, whatever. These abilities are really, really good as well. Being immune to, paralysis, poison. Poison's a very, very big one. It can definitely whittle him down. Burn, freeze, whatever. You can definitely, use Natural Remedy here and it'll help you out. Quick Cure, of course, being immune to flinching is a very, very nice ability. And Trap, Trap can do a lot of damage to you over time. It can be a very big annoyance, but having Quick Cure, helps you out quite a bit there, right? So you can definitely go for that. Sunny Day NPR, this is the only real thing I feel people may want from an extra, like if they want to go for more copies of Morty, I feel this is the only real big ability people may want to go for is, NPR on Sunny Day, meaning he can use Sun in longer events and just, keep it up in longer events such as, Legendary Gauntlet. Maybe you should not have, if you want to use him as a tank, as like a stall team in the Champion Stadium and you need Sun up in order to, keep your HP up, then you can probably work with this in case you don't want to use someone like Sycamore or whatever. You could definitely try and make this work here as well. Keep Sun up and keep, using potions, Flame Charge, whatever, keeping yourself healthy. If you want to maybe do that, but you're mostly going to be using it in like the Legendary Gauntlet or just other long events. So yeah, Sunny Day, definitely very, very good thing to have here at 2 out of 5. And just to, finish things off, we've got Master Healer on Potion, Friend Mend 9, and Friend Care 9. This does remove the necessity to pick up these abilities for the most part, Natural Remedy and Quick Cure, because you're able to pick them up here, which is, very, very good. So if I were to go for a grid here on Morty, I would honestly probably just grid this. Damn. Wow. Okay, I can't. I want to pick up Team Dashing 9, but I can't. So, whatever. Still, you can grid your 2 out of 5 Morty however you want. Just kind of depends on what you need. But having these abilities here to remove status conditions and, status changes. Yeah, status changes, I believe. Yeah, being able to remove those abilities from an ally are definitely very, very nice. Nice abilities to have, right? But 2 out of 5 overall, the only real value I think people would really want from this is the Dashing Team 9 and the Sunny Day NPR. Everything else is just, a cherry on top and whatnot. Master Healer is also pretty good. And, again, if you want to go for more copies, we'll look at 3 out of 5. Team Body Bracing Inflation 2 raises defense of all allies by 2 the first time the user uses this move. Sunny Day. Mind Bracing, same thing, but for special defense. So if you want to raise allies' defenses quicker, or just Morty's defenses quicker, depending on, whatever you want to do, you can raise them faster here and, just get faster buffs to ally defenses. Maybe you want to activate Tough Cookie or Smart Cookie or some ability like that, then this can help you out. Sure, you can do that. More potion stuff down here, Master Healer and NPR. If you want to pick that up, go for it. Just, again, kind of depends on what you need. Adrenaline 1, this is actually a pretty solid ability to have. If you don't want to, if you want to, but you can also, go for a lucky skill with it. If you don't want to pick up Vigilance, then you may be able to just pick it up on the grid here, and then you can put Adrenaline 1 as your lucky skill, or you can put Vigilance as your lucky skill and go for Adrenaline 1 here. Just kind of depends on what you want to do. Team Gimme 5, that's a pretty big one. People's only I'm telling you, only complaints for the most part about Morty is the fact that he doesn't buff offenses. This, mitigates that a bit to where he's actually able to buff offenses a bit. First time the user sync move is used, meaning he's going to get allies to +2 on all of their stats. So, sure, neat. And then he's got Sunbathe 9 again. If you want to go for double healing, go for double healing here, because this can actually be a pretty strong ability, right? He only gets better with dupes, but again, I only recommend one copy, but I digress. Sunbathe 9, very, very strong here. You're going to be healing up double the amount in Sun, right? So you're going to be healing allies instead of just at this amount, you're going to be healing it twice as much, right? Which can be very, very strong. Maybe in 3 turns, your allies have already healed 33% of their HP back, right? It can be a very, very strong ability to have here. So there it is at 3 out of 5. And then Vigilance, again, same thing as Adrenaline. If you want to put Vigilance as your lucky skill, you don't have to pick it up here, and you can maybe pick up Adrenaline or whatever other things you want to pick up here. Maybe if you want to put Adrenaline here, then you can pick up Vigilance. It's just a matter of what you want to do, right? But for 3 out of 5, if you're really going to go for 3 out of 5, it, again, really depends on what you want. If you want to buff offenses, to +2, pick up Team Gimme 5. If you want, to not have to quad Q, pick up Adrenaline 1 here. You'll be able to get your sync move off before the enemy does without having to quad Q. That's nice, right? Sunbathe, if you want to have a lot of healing, you can pick up Sunbathe, and you could also maybe pick up Master Healer and NPR on your potion stuff, right? You can do whatever you want there. Maybe pick up Quick Cure and Natural Remedy. Just whatever you want to do, right? It just depends on what you need. You can go for, obviously, the team body bracing or team mind bracing or both. Just depends on what you need, right? He's got a lot he can do, a lot of stuff related to defenses and speed. Those are his big things there. And defenses, healing, and speed. These are the big things that Morty does, and he really excels in those areas a lot more than a lot of other characters, right? Very, very strong with, just considering the factors. He's a good unit. And then you can go for extra copies, because this will be unlocking his 4 out of 5 and 5 out of 5 nodes. Of course, I don't care to go for 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5 that much unless it really, really helps the unit. But let's go ahead and look at them. Trigger Move Critical Squad 1. This basically enables you under Sun to max ally crit in 2 turns instead of 3. Well, ally crit, I guess, in 4 turns. Normally, 3 turns without it, because you have to use Sun first. Or you can use this in order to not have to use Sun to buff ally crit, which I think is actually kind of underrated as an ability. Like, if you were to grid like this and have, Sunbathe as well, maybe you don't want to use Sun first, but you'll use it next turn. That'll enable you to buff crit, have +3 crit before you use your sync move, right? Which is very, very nice. You'll have Sunny Day, you don't have to have Sunny Day up in order to actually max out crit within 3 turns, right? That's nice. You can use your trainer move and then Sunny Day and then trainer move again, and you'll have max crit. So that's just a good thing to have. Whatever, right? It's not really that. It's a good ability, but I wouldn't recommend doing, getting to 4 out of 5 just for that. But you can if you choose to. Sunny Day Team Hit and Heal also can be a really good ability. This is just more healing for everybody, right? Team Hits. He's got so much healing for allies. He's got Team Hit and Heal here. He's got Potions. He's got Sunbathe 9 both here and in his passive skills. How much else does this guy want to heal his allies? Like, dude, seriously. You're going to start just healing allies' HP by friggin' half per turn or something like that. That's going to be crazy. But yeah, that's another solid ability that, again, it just kind of depends on if you want to pick it up or not. You can pick it up if you choose to. It just depends on what you need. But again, in my opinion, not worth the 4 out of 5. And 5 out of 5, he gets Endurance and Sunburst. Sunburst can definitely be a very strong ability. Maybe you want to use Sunburst here. Use your trainer move twice, have allies crit maxed in 2 turns, and then maybe keep the Sun up for their sync move. So use Sunny Day for the 3rd turn, or maybe use Flame Charge, or use his trainer move again. It just depends what you want to do, right? Sunburst enables him to not have to use Sunny Day before using any moves, so it means his Sunbathe will be activated on entry, and he will have his crit buffs available for the first 3 turns without having to use Sunny Day himself, which can definitely be good. And Endurance, of course, being able to survive any, KO attack at 1 HP, very, very nice. Just a good ability overall. Not really worth the 5 out of 5 in my opinion. Only 3 out of 5 is recommended for me, but again, only go for 1 copy. only go for one copy. That's all you need. If you want to do dailies for extra copies, or if you want to, you know, go on a select Pokefair Scout or something and pick up another copy, or if you want to candy him, or do whatever you want to do for another copy or two, or 3 or 4, then you can go ahead and do that if you want. But for almost all of Morty's functionality, only one copy is necessary. Everything else just helps him do things either faster or a little bit better. It's not really necessary to, you know, make his kit go from a 0 to 100 type of strong. He is already really strong as it is. These abilities here that he gains with extra copies, they only really make him go a little bit faster, or, you know, maybe be a little bit more diverse in how he can, you know, utilize the main tools that he already has. So yeah, overall, I recommend summoning for Signasuit Morty. He's definitely got a lot of value to him. Do summon for him. Only go for one copy, in my opinion, if you're a free-to-play player. But if, you know, you spend gems here and there and you're willing to spend a little bit more gems on Morty, maybe pick up a couple extra copies. It just depends on what you want to do. I would honestly, me personally, I would just go for one copy and then be out, no matter what it is. Maybe I'm going to be doing dailies for extra copies. That's what I would maybe recommend you do. You know, having extra copies of them definitely doesn't hurt at all. It doesn't help. Whatever. It helps him quite a bit, you know. Getting those extra copies, it can be very, very nice, but again, not required. And if you're going to be doing multis, only summon for one copy, and you'll be perfectly fine, right? You'll unlock 95% of his potential just from having that single copy. My Morty stayed at 1 out of 5 for half a year. No, not even, well over half a year. It stayed for like 8, 9 months before I even decided to candy him to 2 out of 5, right? So I'd never had a reason to before then. He was already good enough for me, and I figure he'll be good enough for you as well. So yeah, Morty is a gauge beast. Pick up that copy of him. You'll be very, very happy that you did. So yeah, I'll see you all later. Hope you all enjoyed. Good luck on your summons for Signasuit Morty. Let me know how they go in the comments below. If you're not going to be summoning for Signasuit Morty, tell me why. If you already have him, then I can probably tell why. But yeah, let me know if you're going to be summoning for him or not. If you're not going to be summoning, I'm very curious why. You know, obviously my recommendation isn't like the law or anything, but I am curious on what makes you think that Morty, that you're not, you know, why you're not desiring Morty, right? You know, because he's just as good as he is. But anyway, I digress. I'm not trying to ridicule anybody into making a, you know, super specific decision. I'm just giving recommendations here. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Hope y'all enjoyed. Good luck.